Welcome back, guys. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. Today, once again, we're reading some more concerning but also fun Reddit stories, and it's going to be an absolute adventure. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe if you want to. And the first one that we're going to read today is called I'm thinking about not attending my brother's wedding because of his fiance's prank on my husband. I'm 25 female and my husband is 30 male. My brother is 32 male and his fiance is 31 female. And they recently came to visit us in our city. My partner and I are new homeowners and they're staying with us for the first time. My brother's fiance loves Halloween. She's also a Disney adult and has a childlike side to her which does come out sometimes. She's just super involved or maybe absorbed when it comes to her interests. Anyway, I'm only sharing that for context because my perspective is that she often gets carried away, and I genuinely feel what I'm going to describe was one of those moments where she took it too far and then suffered some negative consequences. She, however, is taking it as a very personal attack. So we disagree, and the disagreement resulted in my husband cutting their visit short, aka they were asked to leave. 31 female has made some comments more than a few times now since meeting him, saying that my husband gives off a dark vibe. She's always comparing him to characters from various books that she reads. It's not necessarily criticism. She always explains that they're compliments. Well, like I'm not sure anymore. Her reasons for the comparisons are based on his looks, the general vibe that he gives off, and his tattoo. He's only got one tattoo, but it's on his hand. During the recent visit, she mentioned that she'd love to see somebody like him getting scared because she can't imagine him getting startled or letting out a scream. So scaring him became her goal during her stay with us. None of us knew about it, not even my brother. Oh god, that's exactly right, Jin. He meowed so loud a second ago. I have captured the beast. Jin, hello, how you going? Unhand me, father. The incident causing all the trouble is that she tried to jump scare my husband in the garage. It was dark and she ambushed him in the garage while wearing a full outfit and mask when he was coming back from a run. Well, he didn't let out the scream that she wanted. He instinctively reacted by shoving her against the wall. She hit her head and was quite shaken up. Luckily, he realized pretty fast by the sound that she made that it likely wasn't an intruder. He switched the lights on and pulled her mask off. He told me that he was very confused in the moment. Why would she attack him? My husband helped her inside and apologized and made her tea and then called me. I was out with my brother. When we got home, I asked 31 female if she was okay, and that I said that her prank was stupid to do because she could have gotten seriously hurt. I don't know if it was what I said that bothered her or if she was waiting for her partner to come home, but she launched into crying about how my husband used an excessive amount of force, knowing that it was most likely her just doing a harmless prank. In a nutshell, my husband asked her straightforward, "Are you implying that I intentionally assaulted you?" She hesitated but chose to say yeah, and my husband responded to that by saying, "Get out of my house." I tried to smooth it over, but my husband was adamant that if that's what she actually believes, then she's not welcome to stay. 31 female chose to stick to her accusation. I decided to side with my husband. My brother is angry at me and he thinks I should have tried to do damage control and let them stay by convincing my husband to lean more into apologizing and placating his fiance who was still recovering from the situation. He thinks this whole thing would have blown over if I'd helped my husband fold. I find that unfair. My brother was counting on me to handle all of this, yet he didn't speak up during the conversation or try to talk any sense into his fiance. My husband remained calm the entire time, but he obviously felt insulted by her remarks, and I think that's valid. Why should I have taken my brother's fiance's side over my own husband? Especially when I do feel like she was wrong for doing all of that, and then turning around and accusing my husband of wanting to hurt her. My brother says that I was short-sighted. No, you're not, and I should think about their upcoming wedding, but I think he's the one who needs to get his fiance to apologize to my husband. Yeah, absolutely OP. She actually thinks that your husband wanted to hurt her? No, that's so ridiculous. Not only do I feel like you're completely not the a-hole OP, but also I feel like the husband is completely right. Like, wait, you were wearing a mask and a costume in the dark in the garage. You were in there purposefully waiting to scare me, and because I thought you were a genuine intruder, I pushed you up against a wall, or like whatever it said, you think that I'm trying to hurt you and I wanted to? Like this comment said, if she hadn't have hidden in the dark garage in a hooded costume, none of this would have happened. There's no way that he would have known in the moment that it was her, and I believe anybody impartial would have had a similar reaction. Frankly, she's lucky that she wasn't hurt more. There's a direct cause effect here, yet she's not accepting any responsibility. I think her behavior falls into the play stupid games category. Your husband doesn't have anything to apologize for, and it's offensive for them to try to obfuscate her responsibility, not the a-hole. Yeah, and good on you for having your husband's back, OP. The top comment says, not the a-hole, your future sister-in-law is deranged. She attacked somebody coming into his own home. He reacted accordingly. How would he know that it was her? She f***ed around and found out. Your brother should have told her it's her own fault. Be prepared for more dramatics once they're married and go low contact now. Nothing will ever be her fault. Editor to add, call your family now and tell them what happened before they spin it and blame you and your husband for reacting appropriately. Yeah, 1,000,000%. And you and your husband had had the right reaction here, OP. Like, wait, you're staying at our house, you pretended to be an intruder attacking me in my house, and now you're getting upset and saying that I did it on purpose? Yeah, you can leave. Like, so stupid of the sister-in-law. And the sister-in-law is bloody flabbergasted. Like, oh my god, what do you mean it's my fault? Like, what do you mean my stupid actions have consequences? And then the audacity to double down on OP's husband, and then they're shocked when they get kicked out. It's very much a mess around and find out sort of situation, but the sister-in-law does not want to take any responsibility for it. They're like, no, this is not my fault. I know it is my fault, but it's not my fault, okay? I promise. I'm the victim of my own stupid behavior. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole. Your husband was completely correct in throwing them out. She's unhinged and immature. And the fact that she doubled down on her ridiculous behavior and your idiot brother said nothing, but then expects your husband to apologize? That. I'd cut them out of your life completely. Nobody needs that. What if she goes home and tells everybody that your husband assaulted her? Jesus Christ, they would never be allowed in my home again. Yeah, and by the sounds of it, that wouldn't even be surprising. Like, I'm almost sure that's what the sister-in-law is gonna say. And what did the post say? You don't know if you want to go to their wedding? Yeah, thinking about not attending my brother's wedding? Yeah, do it, OP, but wear a mask and a full costume. See how they like getting scared. Oh my god, there's intruders at your wedding? It's only a funny prank, isn't it? Yeah, that's so annoying. Not the a-hole. I pronounce you not the a-hole. That's what happens on their wedding day. Instead of them saying, I pronounce you husband and wife, they say, I pronounce you dumb and stupid. Okay, post number 2 is called, am I the gay hoe for calling off my wedding because my fiance wanted to invite her ex? Right, okay, I'm already not ready for this. It sounds icky and we haven't even started. My fiance wanted to invite an ex to our wedding. From what I know, he was a ding-dong who always put her down and told her that he was the best that she could ever do. Naturally, I asked her why the hell does she want him at our wedding. She said that she wanted to shove it in his face that she did amazingly for herself and that she got somebody way better. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, red flag. This is not good. While I appreciated the compliment, I asked her, are you really so hung up on him that you're gonna make our wedding about him? Honestly, once I said it, it was like somebody else told me. I didn't even realize what I was saying, and I didn't even understand it until I said it. I told her that she shouldn't bother to invite him because we weren't getting married anymore. She was stunned and eventually apologized and told me to forget about her ex. Oh yeah, you obviously can't. I felt angry and I almost told her that she's the one who needs to forget about him. I don't know, she spent the day telling me that she's sorry for bringing it up. I'll be honest, I'm even reconsidering the entire relationship now. Yeah, and you should be, OP. That's completely fair enough. This is really not a good sign. She's hung up on him, OP, and you definitely don't deserve it. The top comment says, not the gay hoe for calling off the wedding. If her fixation on her ex raised serious doubts about the relationship, the fact that she wanted to invite him to shove it in his face shows that she is still emotionally tied to proving something to him. Yeah, and you don't deserve that, OP. OP does have an update here, so I'm gonna read that. Update. Am I the gay hoe for calling off my wedding because my fiance wanted to invite her ex? So, we're gonna try premarital counseling first. Our wedding has gone from being called off to being postponed indefinitely. My fiance tried to explain why she wanted to invite her ex, but not only did she keep changing her answers, each one made it way worse. First, she tried to explain that she just wanted some payback. I told her, and if he doesn't care, are you gonna rub in his face our first child? Our first home? She said that she didn't mean it that way, and she just wanted to prove her worth, which I then told her that I guess her ex is the only one who can determine her worth. Yeah, good on you for saying that, OP. We kept on going like this for a while, and there wasn't a single answer that she gave that didn't both boil down to, she cares what her ex thinks, and apparently she can't be happy unless her ex felt some sort of way. She denied it, but honestly, I find it hard to believe her. I don't want our marriage to be only worth something if her ex is the only one who can determine it. I refuse to be with somebody whose happiness revolves around their ex's feelings. I decided to at least try some counseling. We've been together for years now. FYI, she was with her ex for about 2 years. 3 years after that, she met me, and we've been together for 4 years. I figured that I should try, so at least I can say that I tried. Okay, what the that is so bad. Yeah, this comment, not the a-hole, after 7 years broken up, 4 out of the 7 with you, and sounds like she's still not over him. I wouldn't dare marry her. Oh my god, I feel so bad for OP. Yeah, of course you wouldn't dare marry her. She is so not over him. 7 years ago. The comment below that says, it's been 7 years and she's still this obsessed. If you break up now, can you see yourself still being obsessed with her in 7 years while planning a wedding with somebody else? Know your own worth, OP. Yeah, that's that's such a good point. Forget about her proving herself to her ex. You deserve better than this, OP. Yeah, like this comment says, the classic let's invite my ex to the wedding to prove a point. Because nothing says happily ever after like dragging past relationship baggage into the biggest day of your life. I mean, I can't imagine anything more romantic than turning your wedding into a reality show episode of look how much better I am now, ex. Yeah, that's so messed up. Yuck, I'm so sorry, OP. OP left this comment here. The problem is that now our wedding is not about me and her anymore. It's about her and him. I'm just something that she's showing off. Yeah, I feel sort of bad calling stuff like this yuck and gross and icky, but that's exactly what it is. That's revolting. So icky, OP, and you don't deserve any of it. And it won't only be the wedding either. This is going to happen all the time. I feel sick in my stomach for you, OP, because that has to be such an awful feeling. Yeah, like this comment says, dude, just leave her. She ain't worth this. No, and I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. Nobody deserves this. It's not just OP's situation. If this happened to anybody else, they don't deserve it either. That post was so gross. Like it should be indifference. People have a relationship and then the relationship doesn't last forever. Well, like some of them do, of course. But if it doesn't and the relationship does end, you go separate ways and you're both happy and you move on with your life. You don't hate them. You're not angry at them. You don't miss them. You're indifferent. You don't have feelings there anymore, good or bad. But like this is so bad. They are so hung up on them. And it's so sad because that has ruined this relationship. But yeah, get out of there, OP. Definitely not the a-hole. And moving on, the next one says, am I the a-hole for refusing to help my sister-in-law with her kids while on vacation? For the record, I know my brother is an a-hole. I, 23 female, am a child-free ER nurse. I don't like kids, even if they're related to me. My boyfriend feels the same. I've always had the stance to friends and family that I'll never babysit ever. It's never been an issue until now. My parents rented a cabin this past weekend. The family hasn't gotten together in a long time. And since it was her mum's birthday wish, we took a vacation. In attendance was her parents, my 3-year-old brother, my brother David's wife, and their 6 combined kids, 4 of which are just my sister-in-law kids from a previous marriage, and 2 are hers and David's, including a 4-week-old baby. Her and David have the agreement that he'll pay the bills and she'll do all the childcare. He does absolutely nothing for his kids, except playing ball with their oldest in the yard sometimes. I think she's dumb for agreeing to this one-sided arrangement, but she's been a stay-at-home mum her entire adult life and has got no earning potential, so I guess that's why she agreed to it. On the trip, for some reason, sister-in-law had it in her head that because I'm a woman close in age, that I'd help her with the kids the whole time so that she could take a break. Yeah, definitely should not assume that, sister-in-law. She kept trying to hand me the baby or would ask me to do stuff for her kids. Every time I'd say no and I'd tell her to ask her husband. I only went on this trip to spend time with my family who I rarely see. My parents live 3 states away and I rarely get to see them. By the end of the trip, sister-in-law would alternate between constantly crying to making rude, snippy comments at me. What? That's so bad. So pretty much ruined the trip. I feel like it's completely undeserved. I didn't marry her or get her pregnant, and she isn't even related to me. I have no clue why she isn't mad at my brother and not me. He was kind of clear about him being an a-hole before she even married him. He told her that he wouldn't change a single diaper, but she decided that he would be the man to give her babies number 5 and 6. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not the a-hole, OP, and your sister-in-law can't just assume that you're gonna help. Oh, I got it in my head that you were gonna help me with the kids when I never ever asked you to do that, and now I'm crying and making snippy comments at you because you didn't do what I expected you to do, even though I never asked you if you could do that. Like the sister-in-law did ask OP to help, but it was after she already expected OP to help when they were already on the trip, and then got angry and upset at OP when they didn't do what they said. Like they could have discussed it before the trip. The top comment says, not the a-hole, not your kids. They choose to have them and your brother knows where you stand. It sounds like your brother needs to have a conversation with his wife. And like you said at the end of the post, OP, I've got no clue why she isn't mad at my brother. He was kind of clear about being an a-hole before she even married him. Yeah, because obviously what the sister-in-law is dealing with is way too much. And then you could feel sorry for the sister-in-law because of all of that. But like you said, OP, you kind of knew that he was an a-hole that wasn't going to help from the beginning. Why did you have kids with him? Like maybe she expected that he wasn't being serious and that he would actually help in the future. But that does not mean that she can get upset at you, OP, because she expected you to help with the kids when she definitely shouldn't have expected you to help, and her expectation that she's built up in her head didn't get met. That isn't okay. There are comments talking about internalized misogyny. And yeah, is it internalized misogyny? Like being like, oh, you're a woman, you can look after my kids. Of course you're not the a-hole for saying no, OP. It's super unfair that they got upset at you for you doing pretty much nothing. Yeah, like this comment says, you're definitely not the a-hole. It's not your responsibility to care for kids that aren't yours. Yeah, especially when your brother already knows your stance on the matter. If anybody needs to work it out, it's your brother and his wife. They should have that conversation between themselves, not push their expectations onto you. Yeah, that's right, and then get upset when those expectations don't get met. Definitely not fair. OP left a comment here that said, I mean, she's an adult woman, and she knows what she was getting into. She decided marrying my brother was worth it so that he would support her and her 4 children. From what it sounded like, she was running out of options when they met. My family members just don't really like her, to be honest. They don't think my brother should be supporting 4 children that aren't his own. Yeah, and then they had 2 more kids together, so they've got 6 kids. Yeah, like this comment says, it's sad to see that your sister-in-law feels so overwhelmed and alone in her role. Her situation is complicated, and while it's not your responsibility to help her, maybe her attitude reflects her frustration with the overall situation. It'd be helpful for her to seek support in other ways. Oh yeah, 1,000,000%. Like, they're obviously in over their head, they're frustrated, they're tired. I don't want to say the husband is doing nothing because they're supporting 6 kids, but yeah, she's doing all the childcare. Of course that's too much, and of course it's overwhelming. But does this then become OP's issue? No, it doesn't. But yeah, hopefully they can figure something out that works better. Okay, the next one says, am I the a-hole for bringing up just how much I actually do for our household to my wife? I can't believe I actually have a reason to post something on Reddit, but here I am. My wife, 41 female, and I, 42 female, have been married for 15 years. I apparently surprised her by being capable of doing household chores and tasks, which I didn't think much of. My mum always asked me to help out with chores when I was a kid, so I didn't think it was beneath me or anything. I do think I inherited her need to clean excessively, like it's so bad that I can't eat until a mess is dealt with. My mum's an amazing cook, my aunt was a literal chef at a fancy hotel, and my dad loves having barbecues. It was pretty natural to learn from them and pick up a thing or two. The only thing I didn't pick up was how to make a decent cup of tea or coffee. I'm genuinely awful at it. It got to a point where I was handling most of the household chores and taking care of cooking, which I prefer anyway since she comes home exhausted. I've been asking our children, 11 female and 9 male, to do some minor tasks around the house and hopefully teach them the same sort of thing too. She has a group of friends who hang out regularly. This time it was her turn to host the group at her home. I offered to take our children out for the day and it was all set. Before we left, I had to finish up some stuff for work. The office space was pretty much on top of our living room, so I could hear what they were talking about the entire time. One of the friends asked how she always kept our house so spotless, and my wife just bragged about how she was responsible for all of it. Then they all started talking about their gripes with their marriages, and a common theme was how unhelpful their spouses were. I felt pretty uncomfortable, so I left the office and I went out with the kids. I came back after they'd left for the night and I acted as normal until we got to our bedroom. I asked her what was up with that conversation they had, and I pointed out that I did the cooking and the cleaning in our marriage. She told me not to take it personally. Ew. Nah, this is so bad. And that she just wanted to fit in with the struggles of her friends by bringing down your partner. How dare you? Now I feel unappreciated, especially since I don't clearly remember any genuine gratitude for what I do from her. Yeah, that's so sad. OP, your partner should be like, well, I can't relate. My husband is awesome. He helps out a lot. He does all the cooking and all the cleaning. Why does she need to bring you down because they're complaining about their partners? Yuck. Since then, she's been pretty short with me. She says I'm weaponizing what I'm doing against her and I'm holding it over her head. Oh my god. Show her this post, OP. I did not intend for that or to make her feel guilty at all. I don't expect her to compliment me every time I clean or defend me religiously. Just a little. My husband is pretty helpful actually. He does his share. Would have been nice. I can't help but feel like her friends think I'm some sort of deadbeat who comes home to relax and neglect her. Yeah, and that's what she's saying. Show her this post, OP. What an a-hole. Yeah, this comment, not the a-hole. Your partner should be your champion and your person that you can count on to see the best of you. Does she need to take out a billboard? No, she doesn't. But misrepresenting the amount of effort you put into the relationship just to fit in with some catty hens means that she values their opinions more than yours, which is so unfair and so inappropriate. The comment below that says, not the a-hole. My husband's brother was complaining about his wife and trying to get my husband to agree with wives being useless or something. Mine immediately told him that I'm not like that at all and how much I do. That's what a real relationship is. Yeah, completely. And OP's wife has the audacity to be short with OP, acting like they're in the wrong. That is so wild. This comment says, not the a-hole, and for so many reasons. First, OP, you're not pretty helpful. You're not helping her. You're being an A-plus partner and you're responsible for the majority of cleaning and cooking. Yeah, maybe she helps you. Is she doing her share? Just something to think about. Don't undersell yourself here. Second, your wife may think that she's trying to fit in, but what she is actually doing is reinforcing a very tiresome gender dynamic that then leads to relationship conflict. If these are her friends, the better thing to do is to model an equal and non-gendered home life, not to hide it and act like it's some weird unicorn occurrence. Normalize men owning the responsibilities of their own home. And third, of course your feelings were hurt by what she said and did not say and the implications that silence has and how her friends view you. Don't let her twist this on you. That's a red flag. She's being defensive and is the one weaponizing her hurt feelings, all against your completely legitimate discomfort with being disrespected and misrepresented in your own home. Yes, she's the a-hole OP, and yes, show her this if you have to. That's so sad. And after what we've read today, I feel like we definitely need to read something wholesome. That definitely was an adventure of an episode. Me realizing the day that I had today was a good day. Yeah, that's so true, isn't it? And a lot of the time you don't even realize it until it's already happened. Like, wow, today was a good day. That's so beautiful. Are you winning, son? My cat catching an insect? Yes. Definitely am winning. Thank you, Dad. That's so funny and dare I say very relatable. This is pretty much my life right here. And yeah, that's so cute. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time today. And if you did, make sure you let me know down below in the comment section and also subscribe if you want to. And the comment of the day today goes to Jemmy MMA. Probably not pronouncing that right. Vincey with his cats when a story is upsetting. Oh, Chia, we're really in it now. Yeah, how true is that? Like, oh my god, Chia, can you believe this? Like, that's not even a joke. I do that. Also, that reminds me, for you guys who are wondering where Chico is, Chico is a family cat, and I'm not at my parents' house like I used to be. So yeah, I wasn't about to move Chico out of his house because he was as much my parents' cat as he is my cat. So yeah, that's why it's Jin, Nez, and Chia here and not Chico. But he's perfectly fine and he's perfectly happy. I go visit him as much as I can. Wow, that was such a wild episode, and I hope you guys had a good time today. It's a wild episode every day, isn't it? And I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Make sure you look after yourself, everybody, and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!